Welcome to another Ask Kathleen Anything. So, this came up over the weekend in a meeting with our membership, and I was leading an exercise. We did a breakout session um, called the mirror exercise. And so, everyone was instructed to think of a situation with another, whether they were observing a behavior, whether they held a belief about another, or another possibility would be that another person said something to them, did something toward them that resulted in a strong feeling, maybe judgment, criticism. They shouldn't do that. They shouldn't be like that. And the mirror exercise is to turn that around to the self and say, well, how can I be like that? Have I ever done that? And the question that came up was, well, what's the purpose of that? And I think the purposes of that are multiple. So, first and foremost, I just suggested to the members that they give it a try and see what occurred for them. And beautiful people in our membership that are willing to explore. And so they're like, yeah, game on. And everyone did have similar experience and slightly different experience. And what I think was universal was that everyone softened. Everyone didn't feel, quite as emotionally charged or triggered by the belief about the other person, the judgment they had, the strong reaction, maybe even the shock that occurred from the behavior or what was said. Secondly, um, sometimes compassion for the other and the self arose that we all share in our humanity. The fact that in any given moment we're going to say and do and behave in a way that just comes from our level of consciousness, our understanding of what we are, and the need to protect the identity, the false identity, the ego, the persona that we're trying to uphold to try to be safe. We all do that. And for one member in particular, there came a realization that she could indeed, that she hadn't, and that she really could indeed not only have compassion for this other family member, but that she could forgive. She could forgive them, and she could even forgive herself for being so judgmental of them. So, something for you to play with, perhaps. If you feel a strong reaction to something that someone says or does, or you just carry, a judgment around about what they should or shouldn't be doing, or you've been hurt, and we are hurt oftentimes by the actions and statements of other people. And again, I'm not suggesting that you are condoning bad behavior. This is not what that's about at all. Just to maybe even look at a small aspect of what they said or what they did, and can you turn it around and look in the mirror yourself and just see if there's any way. And I promise you, because I've done it enough, there's always a place where I can say, yeah, I can be like that. And then we can just settle and just embrace, our humanity, and realize that that's when we're identified with the ego, that's what we do, and we can be okay with that. And, Maya Angelou said, when we know better, we do better. So perhaps, when we start taking a close look, then we become more unconditionally loving and kind and gentle and accepting and less judgmental of others and ourselves. So if you try the experiment, what's the purpose? That's for you to discover. So if you try it out and you have something you want to share, love to hear from you. If you have a question for Ask Kathleen Anything, you can email it to office@drkathleenperry.com, drkathleenperry.com.